Will a ring change? I guess, will it make SGA the greatest Thunder player ever?
The greatest, without a doubt. A championship for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander would not only make him the greatest Thunder, it ensures his statue at the tender age of 26. If he were to leave Oklahoma City after this year, best believe they're going to put a statue of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for giving OKC their first NBA championship in franchise history, which I believe will happen. He's been unstoppable in these playoffs. He's had an unbelievable run. I looked up the last time that somebody not only won the scoring title, MVP, and the title. I think it was like Shaq Diesel or something like that. 99, 2000. If Shaq didn't win in 2000, but I know it was Jordan did it before.
Yeah, but he was Defensive Player of the Year, too. One Defensive Player of the Year,
Jordan,
MVP, and won the championship, and Finals MVP.
What about All-Star?
All of it.
All-Star, too?
Of course.
So he's on an incredible run, and he'll also be the first player to and I know the award just came out this year for Eastern Conference MVP and Western Conference MVP. He's going to sweep all of that. He's going to wake up after the championship and look at his trophy case. He's going this, and all in 1 year. He's just going all in 1 year. And so, Willie, and you know, Oklahoma City don't have a great history. You know, not yet. You know, you got, of course, Russ and KD. So that's it. If I'm retiring any jerseys in them two.
Do you go back to, I guess you couldn't go back to Seattle, right? Because it's OKC. You couldn't.
Yeah, no.
That cancels out.
That history is erased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
well, we say it's a race, but we're separating the two. It's not part of this.
Well, we don't have nowhere to put to honor their legends, is what I'm saying. So OKC is its own thing, its own entity, and whatever you've accomplished in the OKC Thunder uniform, that's what counts.
Rick, will a ring make a difference?
It gets him closer, and it makes him the most.
What's all that? Hesitate.
All right.
Yeah, get him. What you mean? Hey, you was hesitating on that.
No, it will not make him the greatest Thunder player ever. It will make him the most accomplished. But you brought up a great point when you talked about Seattle and Oklahoma City. Yeah. There's something about planting a flag in Oklahoma City, a brand new NBA city, and Kevin Durant did that. He didn't win just one scoring title. He won 4 scoring titles. And, yes, only went to the finals once, did not win a ring, but he won 10 playoff series for this brand-new Oklahoma City Thunder team. He established that franchise and the level of excellence that we expect from the Thunder. And there's – look, I saw them go from Seattle to OKC and how hard that was because it was done at the last second. Like, it was almost by cover of night when Indianapolis went to Baltimore, where they, like, took the moving trucks and they headed down, right? Almost the same thing with Seattle to OKC. And that first year was rough because you had these brand-new young players trying to find their footing at the same time as they were trying to compete in the NBA. Kevin Durant led them through all that and led them all the way to the finals, ended up losing to the Miami Heat. But I look at all that he accomplished. I'm not going to give that to SGA. I'm sure SGA will get there at some point, but having one great year versus all of the great years that Kevin Durant had, I'm going to give KD the nod for years of service.
And you're not wrong because of years of service, but I got to give it to SGA. Really, if he wins a championship, think about this: winning a championship. You know how hard it is to win a championship, let alone get there. Then when you start talking about the first several years, first 6 years at OKC for both of these players, and when you start talking Kevin Durant, right? They both have gone to the finals. Mm-hmm. KD didn't win. SGA has an opportunity to win. Then when you start talking about Western Conference appearances, yeah, this is the first one for SGA where Kevin Durant had 3. But that's a longevity play. That's down the line. But if you win a championship, let alone he's been to 3 All-Stars, KD went to 4, or 5, better yet. That's coming. But if you win a championship, something that KD did not do at OKC, despite all the great numbers and everything, TJ, that he put up in OKC. A championship is all they care about. They don't care. They don't care that he was the greatest at this and Westbrook was triple-doubling every other night. They care about putting a ring on and dropping that banner down and when the season starts again in October. That's all they care about. So if he was able to do that, then I would say he goes down as the greatest Thunder player ever. And here's why. Already. Because he's going to put up numbers.
No. I'm not giving him credit for future accomplishments.
No, I am based on where he's at in his career now and how much longer he has to play. So he's going to have every single OKC number that's out there. He's going to have them all.
I can give it to him down the line. I'm just not going to give it to him
and
right now because
there's nothing wrong with that.
Thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And one last thing before you go, TJ, is I take into consideration who they're up against and when they're winning a title. Like who? No, I mean that's consideration.
Who cares?
Look at the super teams that existed when KD was
there. You go. There you go.
We getting ready to take? Will we get ready to strip the Lakers because they beat Orlando? We get ready to strip them of a title?
No,
doesn't matter.
No, but the Warriors were dominant. The Cleveland Cavaliers were dominant. The Lakers were dominant. Like, you had all these teams.
That's not his fault.
The San Antonio Spurs. No, it's not, but it's something that KD had to contend with that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has not. So I'm going to take that into account.
You can't do that. Can't do that.
TJ, tell him.
For me, the greatest Oklahoma City Thunder is Russell Westbrook.
Oh.
He's the greatest. SGA, more than likely, the Thunder are going to win the championship. Many believe they'll beat the Pacers. It's not a matter of if he's the greatest player in OKC Thunder history. It's just when. In a few more years, he will be that. But right now, it's disrespectful to Russell Westbrook to say that. I don't care if he wins the championship. Russell Westbrook really established. When KD left, he kept him going. Now I'm averaging triple-double. I'm going to get MVPs. It's him. He's earned this. The work that he put in, you can't put this man above him. Not right now. Now, in a few years, will he be there? Probably so. We assume he's going to continue to play well. He's going to average 30-plus each season. He'll be there. But right now, no.
Do you put SGA ahead of KD?
No.
Where do you put him on the list?
I'm going
so
Russell Westbrook, KD, SGA. Now, he wins a championship this year. It doesn't matter if he wins another one. In about 2 to 3 years, he's going to be in front of both of them because of the longevity in what he's done and what he's accomplished.
Assuming they're going to continue.
Assuming he's going to continue to stay healthy.
I have zero doubt that he wouldn't continue his assault.
But you can't put him there over Russ now. I think it's disrespectful to what he's accomplished.
It's not disrespectful. It's looking at the NBA.
You're projecting.
Championship trophy that he'll be putting over his head, erases all of the triple-double stuff for me.
One great year erases a decade.
Why did you play in the National Football League other than money? It's to win a Super Bowl. To try to get to a Super Bowl and win it.
That's the goal.
You played in the NBA.
That's the goal.
To win a championship, not just for the money. I played in the NFL to get the championship after I got the money. That's the reality of it.
In 10 years, these kids going to forget that KD even played for OKC. They're going to remember this.
10 years.
In 10 years.
About
Listen,
4 years.
They're going to be like, oh, he played for Golden State. Oh, he played for...
Yeah, he going to play for Golden State. He played for wherever his next stop is at.
They're not going to forget this run. This is an all-time run right he's on the middle of. And you talk about super teams, Rick, yeah. But was OKC a super team? They were young, but Harden, best six-man, Westbrook, you had Ibaka. They had a squad.
They had a really good team.
Now, would you match up that OKC Thunder team with KD versus this Thunder team? Who you taking? You probably take the KD team when you look at it. When you look at it, let's keep it real.
I'm taking the KD team.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't go back and say, well, look who he was up against. Well, look who he has. He has a second All-Star in Jalen Williams, who just became an All-Star, right? Mm-hmm. Is that their second best player? Mm-hmm. Would you say they got 3 Hall of Famers on that team, KD did? We don't know what this team is going to end up. And they could very well end up with a few Hall of Famers on that team. J-Dub.
But it doesn't look like it right now.
It don't project out that way. I think J-Dub is going to be a really good player. I think Chet, he has potential to be maybe a future Hall of Famer. Depends on he keep growing.
Yep.
So we don't know. We're in a time to where, hey, if you got that one superstar who can carry you with a little bit of depth, there's an opportunity. So don't take away what he's accomplished because of the lack of teams he played against. This is an all-time run he's on.
I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just looking at this one great year under
But it's
these
really, but
circumstances.
it's really not a one great year, though.
It's a one great team year. Individually,
he
he's
was
been
just in
having.
the same position last year.
We would not even be having this conversation last year. We would not. If he doesn't win MVP, we're not having this conversation.
But the only reason why we even were having a conversation in terms of him winning MVP is because they won 60 games. They was the #1 seed, and he dominated from the outset.
Rick, this is going. If they win a championship, say they win in 4 or 5. When we look at the statistics, we're going to rank this OKC team one of the greatest teams all time.
Yes.
This is an all-time team we're watching here.
Yes.
So why wouldn't you say he's the greatest player already? He's playing on it. This will be one of the top 10 all-time teams that we've ever witnessed based on
one of the top 10 greatest seasons
if they
by a team.
If they finish it.
Agreed.
And it's led by the MVP.
Agreed. But we're not even saying that he's the best player in the league right now. We're arguing. We're arguing about that. That was part of the argument.
You're not going to say that until you win.
We argued about KD being the best player in the league. Didn't we?
Yes, but he was in that conversation.
Yeah,
and without
SGA
winning
but you got to think, everybody that you're saying is the best player in the league right now, they pretty much all got championship rings, right? Joker, Giannis, Steph, they all got. So once he gets his, that conversation next October is going to change. And, you're going to push him into the top 4 in the league. We're going to be, he's the top 4 player. Is he 1? Is he 2, 3, 4? That's fair. That's exactly what's going to happen.
But that's different. That's different than talking about the all-time greatest Oklahoma City.
He's going to have that title. Just not now.
If he wins a championship, it's going to push him in front of the line.
Not for me. Not in front of Westbrook. I can't do it.
You got to do it for a little bit longer than that.
Yes.
All right, if that's what y'all believe. In the East, the Pacers punched their ticket to the finals on Saturday after Game 6 win. Siakam was named Eastern Conference Finals MVP over Tyrese Haliburton by a vote of 5-4. And I'm assuming Rick didn't have that vote, did you, Rick?
No.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming. Did Siakam deserve the Larry Bird trophy over Haliburton?
Look, I know we're supposed to get all hot and bothered and like he either deserves it or no way he didn't deserve it. I just can't get that hot and bothered about this. I think there's a reason that the vote was 5-4, that it was that close, because I could make a case for either guy deserving it.
Yeah.
The way I've described it is, I think Pascal Siakam was the engine. I think he did so many of the little things and did them on a consistent basis, did important things at important times, and Tyrese Haliburton was the orchestrator or the driver. So Pascal was the engine, Tyrese was the driver. He was the one who got everybody involved. He had more of the signature moments. I could make a case that winning Game 1 against New York was huge, and if he doesn't hit that 2 that sends it to overtime, that doesn't happen. But
did he really hit it?
But Pascal.
Or did the gods up above MSG allow it to go back down?
You can give it that, too.
He hit that.
But Siakam played such a big role. He was, every time he was the best big man on the floor, they won. He was a force at both ends. He was a factor at both ends, while meanwhile, the New York Knicks were hunting Tyrese Haliburton a lot at the defensive end. So, look, they were both instrumental. They were both indispensable. I actually like it for Rick Carlisle and the Pacers because Haliburton has been on this revenge tour. This is a little more fuel to that disrespect fire that has him playing the way that he has. And so I think it's all good.
I would say it was tight. Haliburton probably made more splash, clutch at the end of,
plays.
Like the one that went in. We saw that. We've been talking about that. Or a couple threes to close the gap, where that didn't necessarily come from Siakam because Siakam was smooth along the way. He was just doing his normal deal along the way.
To the free throw line.
I don't have a problem with either. I mean, as far as numbers go against the Knicks, their numbers was clearly the same, except when you get into the assist level, because that's what Haliburton does, is he dishes the ball. So therefore, he had 10.5 assists to 3.5 assists. But every other category, they pretty much was right next to each other. Yeah, they probably should have just split the trophy down the middle. Gave one side to one and the other side to the other.
All right, let's get to the real. Let's get to the truth. We all know this was Haliburton's trophy, Key. He had the signature moments. We all know this. Now, look, I had to do a little research and see who did the voting. And I had to see who it came from. There's a couple guys here from New York.
Yeah.
They both voted for Siakam. You know why?
They trying to divide them.
No. You know why?
Because of the choke sign.
Exactly,
Choke sign.
Key.
Yeah.
They was turned off by all the antics, the choke sign, the mocking of the New York Knicks.
Because that's what y'all do stuff. Y'all do stuff like that, Rick. Y'all do.
These writers from New York, they were turned off by these things.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, you know, if it's
What's their name? What's their name?
Oh, it looked like Fred Katz and Steve Popper. I guess they do something.
Okay, all right.
Two guys.
You know them, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Good guys.
They honorable?
They're good guys?
Yeah, this is.
Good
Yeah.
guys. You sure?
No.
Steve Popper's been there forever. Fred Katz actually covered OKC for a long time. He's
That's
fairly
what
new.
I'm saying.
He's new to the New York
you
scene.
Could be, when you old school, you could be turned off by some of that stuff. Realistically, I'm serious.
Snatching the jersey out and yanking it.
All of that. And you're like, you know what? If it's close, then I'll give it to the other guy.
If it's close,
Because
I'll
we
give it
all
to the
know
other
that.
guy.
We all know.
The Knicks
Haliburton
players would have been more biased about the choke sign than any
Oh,
of them.
come on. Listen, when I go back and when I look at this series years from now, I'm going to remember Haliburton's moments. When you leave me with these moments that I'm stuck with, like, dang, the shot, the 30-point triple-double with no turnovers? Like, come on. He gave me more signature moments. He gave me more influence on winning. You outplayed Brunson, who everybody considered the best player on the floor. And you outplayed him.
You think they punished him for his dad's antics as well?
His dad antics.
Oh, my
There
goodness.
was a lot
What
of
you
things
guys
he
are
could have
just
got.
the conspiracy theories
That's
are
why we
through
need to
the roof
change this
now.
voting up. I think it should be a fans voting. Because if the fans voted, who they would have voted for?
Oh, for sure,
100%. 100%. Give some of it to the fans. Let that be a percentage of it. Because the eye in the sky and on my face don't lie. You know what I'm saying?
In the sky and on my face don't lie.
So, I mean, hats off to Siakam. He did play a great role in doing the little things. It's just, you know, when I take my lady, I don't want to put the grandma dress on. I want her to look a little sexy. And Haliburton was a little more sexy in this series.
What's your thoughts on it, TJ?
Hey, so, honestly, I felt like it could have gone either way. But listening to these closing arguments that Paul just gave me, hey, Haliburton should have won this, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't have a problem with either one.
I could see it going either way.
This was just like Iguodala winning the MVP over Steph. That's what this was like.
No, it's not that.
No, yes, it was.
Yeah.
That was egregious. That was egregious.
It's almost, when you look at the Pacers, and when they won, it was Haliburton was leading the charge. Pascal Siakam did his part. He played well, but it wasn't, ooh, did you see that play he made? Ooh,
he had a couple.
All those plays that were the oohs and ahs, it was Haliburton. And when you think of the Indiana Pacers,
I think of Haliburton.
You think of Tyrese Haliburton. Yeah. And just because of that, and he played well, you have to give it to him. And he actually thought he was getting it. You seen him off to the side. He was walking up.
This is
and he was shocked. Because to me, Tyrese Haliburton went into this series a star. He exited this series a superstar.
Huh?
Yeah, he walked up like, oh,
yeah,
wait, they ain't not saying my name.
No, I'd have been there.
He was shocked.
I'd have been there before.
And now the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
You saw that. He started to walk up like it's mine because he felt he rightfully earned that. And to me, he walked into that series. He was a star. He's leaving the series a superstar. The way he played, I've never seen nobody had a ball in his hand as much as he had and had not one turnover in a game.
That happened
not in
to
the
me.
playoffs. Not the way the way the NBA is allowing guys to play defense now.
Yeah.
No, not only that, but I mean, as the point guard, as fast as they play, having a triple-double and no turnovers was impressive.
Oh, no, he was already being told by his family and friends it was his.
But I will say this, though. It's not as if giving it to Pascal Siakam is like, oh, my God, what did they do?
It's like Jalen. It was like Jalen Brown versus Jason Tatum for the
Last year.
MVP final.
I agree with that one.
Right?
Yes.
Same thing. I've been there though.
Right, Paul?
Hey, wait.
Paul?
What?
The Blitnikoff.
Paul,
My senior
right?
year.
Who won it?
He made he had big shot versus Indiana.
Yeah, in the corner. The one
Same
in the
as
corner.
Haliburton.
Yeah.
Same as Haliburton. That same shot to take him to overtime. That same shot.
Except Brown was also more of a factor at both ends of the floor.
It was
Like
Pascal
Who won?
Siakam.
Wait. We got to hear Key.
it was
Who won it?
Terry Glenn won it that year.
Oh,
right?
from Ohio State.
So we sitting at the Disney World and we there and that whole thing on TV and Chris Fowler and everybody and the Blitnikoff. You know, I'm fresh, right? I got the I'm feeling him.
I already know what you're
And
gonna
they
say.
done panned to me the whole thing. They like, the Blitnikoff with it. I done started. They said Terry Glenn. I'm like, you can see the face.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.